Oh, Jesus Christ, that smells so bad. Hi guys, today we're going to be trying out a new to me brand. This is a brand that reached out to me quite a while ago. I'm kind of late at doing this video. I'm so sorry guys, I've just had a lot of things going on. But today we're going to be testing out Focallure. Like I said, they did reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to try out a lot of these products. This is not a sponsored video at all. They did send me these products and I said I wasn't sure if I would do a dedicated video on them or not, but here we are, and I want to do that because once I got these products, I realized that these actually look really good and really cute and just fun, and I just want to play with all of them and I want to show you guys. I want to test them out with you guys, so that is what we are going to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I will show you the things that are in this box, or should I just kind of take it as we go? I think we're just gonna take it as I go, because otherwise it's gonna be like a 5-minute intro without me really applying any makeup, and that's kind of boring. So I will say that I've already tried their brow pencil and I really like this. This is called the Artist Sketch Eyebrow Pencil. So it's basically like a, you know, like a brow definer where you have like the triangle tip. This is not something that I'm used to using, but it reminds me a lot of the new one from Huda, which I haven't tried, but I know that they came out with something like this. Or was it Fenty? I think it was Huda, could be wrong, but they had like a really skinny like triangle tip definer eye pencil, and this looks exactly the same in my opinion, and I honestly really like this. Like, I didn't know if I would get along with this product, but it's the perfect color for me. I mean, you can't really see my brows, but it does seem like the perfect color for me. And so I really like this. And I also like that it's nice and pigmented without being like too pigmented, but it's still creamy enough that you don't have to like work too hard to apply this. So I'm so impressed by this. I will of course have all of the products linked in my description box if you want to check them out. They're not affiliated or anything. It's just, you know, links for the site if you want to check it out, like I said. So let's get into some of the like color cosmetics now, because that's obviously way more exciting than a brow pen. So I'm gonna go ahead and try out one of these blushes. This is the, what are you called? Silky Powder Ombre Blush. So I think these are supposed to be a dupe for the, is it the Kevin Aucoin one? I think it is. So here's what the like packaging comes like, and then inside of it comes wrapped in like another plastic thing here. But here's what the compact looks like. So it's plastic, and it reminds me a lot of the compacts that some of the ColourPop products come in. And here is what the blush looks like. So it's like one of those ombre things. So we're gonna go ahead and try this. I am very curious. I'm gonna dip into mostly like the bottom side here because I do like my blushes quite pigmented. So that looks like it's going on pretty nicely. I'm gonna kind of swirl my brush into all of this, tap it off a little bit, and just apply this where I would usually apply my brush. Brush. It's so hard. Why can I never say blush when I try to say blush? But this blush is actually really nice. I like the color of that a lot. And I also like that it's not a completely matte finish. It definitely has a little bit of sheen to it. And I'm noticing that by tapping off my brush, I tapped off a little bit too much. So when I'm going in now, I'm not tapping it off at all, because now I know like how pigmented this is and I'm not scared to go in a little bit more heavy-handed with this. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose as well here. That looks so cute. I really like that. That's really pretty. And I'll have the prices for all of these products up on the screen while I'm using them, because I don't want to have to like stop and look things up all the time, because I feel like it kind of takes away from like the flow of the video, because I'm not going to remember all of these in my head if I just like go on their site now and look it up, because I have a lot of products in here. Oh, and I totally forgot one thing. I did get a set of brushes as well, so I'm gonna actually pull these out. So they come in like this cute little bag, which is honestly like a really nice travel bag. Like, I really like this a lot. And inside it has a brush set, which looks like this. I'm going to unwrap all of these and then I will show you afterwards. So here is what the brushes look like. They do have the logo on them. Oh, I'm such a mess today, but here's the logo. And actually they feel really nice. I like the touch. They're kind of like a soft matte kind of finish to them. I really like that. I don't like this brush, and this brush had quite a tough time in transit here. It's kind of deformed. This is not a kind of brush that I would probably use for anything. I'm pretty sure this is like a contour brush. I'm gonna have to clean this and get it straightened out a little bit, because this is not in very good shape right now. But all of the other brushes here look really nice. They're very soft. Some of these are not like the typical shaped brushes that I would normally use, but I'm gonna go ahead and do I have a highlighting brush here? I feel like all of these are a little bit too big for what I normally use for highlighter, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, which I feel like would be kind of nice for highlighter, because they did send me a highlighting palette, which I'm really excited about this because, like I said, I have opened these and I have looked at them. So this is the Superstar highlighting palette. It looks like this. Can you properly see that? Because the glare is real today. Let me open this up so I can show it to you. Again, it comes in the same kind of packaging here with like the carton inside of the carton. And I feel like the packaging of all of these products, they feel really nice. Like, despite all of these being very affordable, I think it's because I read on their website that they produce everything in their own factory, kind of like ColourPop does. So that would explain like the prices and stuff, and that they don't have, what am I trying to say, like private labeled packaging and stuff. Like, I don't feel like this is a private labeled brand, which I don't have anything against that, but it's still just kind of cool to know that they do their own thing. So here's what the highlighting palette looks like. It's got 4 shades. They all look like they would work for me, and even the darker ones I feel like I could probably mix with something else. But I think I'm gonna go into this one, which has the star on it, and I'm just going to use like the portion that's like not on a star, because that's like the lightest part. I'm gonna take this brush right here and see if this is going to work out. So let's see. Yeah, I feel like this brush is just not really what I like to use for my highlighter. I mean, okay, I mean, that is working. I just had to kind of dig in here. I think it's just because the brush is a little bit softer than what I'm usually using, and that is a lot lighter than I expected. So maybe I will take a little bit of like the star symbol in here as well and try to darken this up a little bit. But that's really nice. I do feel like if I had used a different brush, I'm actually just going to use a different brush. I'm going to use my Sigma FO3 brush. I'm just going to do the same thing, just kind of go over this whole highlighter here and try that on the other side. And so like, yeah, that is applying so much better with this brush. And I think it's just because I'm such a snob now. Once I try this brush, like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to try any other highlighting brushes because this one is so good. So let's try a little bit of this kind of whitey one on my nose. Maybe I'll mix these two a little bit, because I feel like the white one's going to be just a little bit too light. So, ooh, that's really pretty. I do like me a good nose highlight. Oh, I like that. That's kind of got a bit of like a peach to it when I mix those two. That's really pretty. Let me just go ahead and swatch these as well so you guys can see all of them, because I am very curious. So let's see. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, that swatched amazingly. I'm really excited to try all of those other ones now. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to in this video because I only have one face. It would be nice if I had like 4 so I could try them all on. But so far, I really like this. And so far, I would say we are 3 out of 3, which is kind of amazing. So let's see, what do I have next? I basically have a bunch of lip products left and 2 eyeshadow palettes. So I think I want to show you guys the lip products, and then I'll put one of them on now before I go into my eyes, so we can kind of try that out and see how that wears throughout the rest of the video here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put on one of the liquid lipsticks that they sent me. So I have 2 different formulas here. I can't quite figure out what they are. So this one says Top Secret. It doesn't say anything else really. It does say that this is a velvet liquid lipstick, but my problem is that I don't see anything on this other one. It just says lips. So I'm gonna guess that this is a liquid lipstick, like a matte liquid lipstick, since the other one said that it's a, what did I say? It was a satin or something. No, it says it's a velvet. So I'm gonna assume that this is probably a matte here. So I think I wanna try on the matte one. This one is in the shade Old Rose, and I feel like this would be a beautiful color. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this so we can see how this looks. I also do have some bullet lipsticks in here, which look so cute. Just wait until you see those. Now, I will say that I bit my lip right before starting this video and I was bleeding a little bit. So yeah, my lips are probably not properly prepped for a liquid lipstick, but here we are. I just need to put it on because I need to try this. So the color on this is really, really nice. I will say I'm not a fan of the doe foot applicator on these. I feel like, is this what they call a paddle applicator? It's basically just flat. I feel like this is what they call a paddle applicator, and I just don't really like those. I don't know. It's something about them that just feels kind of not cheap, but it just doesn't feel luxurious or like nice on your lips. It just feels kind of like stiff. I don't know what it is, but I don't like the applicator. I love the color. I don't know about the formula yet. I do feel like this is going to dry down and be kind of drying, but we're gonna kind of keep an eye on this and I'll update you throughout the video. So let's see. Next up, I think I want to dig into some of these eyeshadow palettes because I'm really excited about these. Also, let me just show you these Capsule. Is that how you say that? Capsule? Capsule. These are lipsticks. These are the cutest thing that I feel like I've seen in a very long time. So you basically pull this out and inside of here you have 4 or 5 bullet lipsticks, and these are just amazing. I've opened one of them because I wanted to kind of see what they looked like. So here is what the little container is. It's just a little mini bullet lipstick and it's so cool. Like, look at that. Isn't that just the most fun liquid, or why do I keep saying liquid lipstick? Isn't that the most fun lipstick like tube that you have ever seen? It kind of looks like a pill. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just cute. I like fun stuff like this. So basically in here there are kind of 5 reddish browns. So they're not like my favorite colors to wear for a bullet lipstick, but if these were like in nudes, oh, I would love that so much. But unfortunately these are not nudes, so I don't know how often I will use them. I might even put some of these like in a giveaway if I don't open them yet, because I don't feel like I will really get that much use out of those colors. But I'm really excited about the eyeshadow palettes in here. So those are the 2 things that are left, as well as a liquid eyeliner, so I will try that as well. So I got 2 palettes from them, one that I requested, and this is the Secret palette. Probably the one that I'm going to be using today. I might dip into the other one as well, and this is called Turkey. So let me just open them up and show them to you. So this is the Turkey eyeshadow palette. Like I said, this is one that they just decided to throw into my order. I have not opened this yet, so I need to take the plastic off. But they did ask me what, like, on their site I wanted to try, and I sent them kind of a list of products that I felt like would be good for me, and then they ended up sending me a couple of things that I didn't request as well, and this was one of them, as well as the lipsticks that I just showed you. So here's what the palette looks like. I feel like this is a dupe for like a Huda palette or something. I could be wrong. Look at this shade right here. Doesn't that look so fun? That is not something that I would probably be comfortable putting on my eyes, but just like, oh, I just like the look of it. Like, it's just really cool to look at. It's almost like flakes, but like glitter flakes. I don't even know how I would describe that, but this is a cute palette. Like, I feel like somebody would get a lot more use out of this than me, so maybe I will actually just not touch that and put this into a giveaway. I have not yet decided. I probably shouldn't have taken out the slip, but I mean, I haven't touched this palette, so I might put that into a giveaway. I have yet to decide. So let me open up the palette that I am the most excited about here. So this is the Secret palette. This is a green palette, and that's obviously why I wanted to get this, because I love me some greens. I mean, clearly I'm not trying to hide that. So here is what this palette looks like, and this is absolutely stunning. Let me take off this lip because I do know that I'm going to use this palette. Alright, so that's a lot better. Here is what the palette looks like. And I love that it has kind of like greeny and minty tones in it, and it also has a quite dark matte down here. So really excited to try that on my eyes. I think this is going to end up being a very pretty look. So I think that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. So I'm gonna prime my eyes with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base here, and then we're gonna get started. I'm gonna take one of these brushes to blend out my primer with, because this is the perfect brush for that. And I can already tell by looking at the other brushes here that I don't think I'll be using the eyeshadow brushes because they're just too big for what I normally go for in an eyeshadow brush. You guys know how picky I am with brushes, and I will say that I feel like the quality of these seem okay. They feel really nice and soft. I don't know like how they're gonna wash and stuff, but like I like the way they feel on my eyes. It's just that the shapes of these brushes are a little bit too far from what I normally reach for, so I don't think I'll be using any other of these for my eye look, except for maybe this kind of flat pencil brush right here. I could probably use that for my lower lash line, even though it's not like the ideal brush for me. And it also does come with like an angled brush, which I don't really ever use angled brushes like this for my eyeliner or my brows. So again, not really something that I reach for a lot, and this is like the smallest like blending brush it comes with. Again, it's just a little bit too big for my very small eyes. But just looking at this brush that I use for my highlighter now, I feel like this would be like perfect for setting underneath my eyes. Oh yeah, that would be a great brush for that. I'm gonna put this away, and then we're gonna go into this eyeshadow palette, which I've already decided I'm not gonna use this turkey palette. I would rather give this to someone who might need it. I'm going to see how the quality is of the green one first before I decide if I want to put it into a giveaway or give it to a friend or something. So let's see, what do I want to do with this? Should I swatch this palette? I don't really feel like swatching this palette right now. So I'm first going to start off by taking the Darkest Madness palette, which is called Enchanted. I feel like every time I say that word, someone comes for me and they're either like, oh my god, you said it right this time, or it's like, no, it's Enchanted or Enchanted, and every time I forget which one it is. I apologize. I have a very, very bad memory, so even if I get told 10 times in the same video how to say a word, I'm going to forget it until the next time I say that word, and then I'm probably going to repeat my mistake again. So I just thought I would kind of let y'all know, because I know sometimes I ask for how to pronounce words and you guys tell me, and then I think I remember, and the next time I go to say the word, I totally forgot. So that's just how it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by packing that in the outer corner of my eye, and that is very pigmented. I really like the pigmentation of the shadow. Ooh, love that. Was not expecting that at all. So once I place it in my outer corner of my eye, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this through my crease. The palette does have a little bit of kick up, but that is never something that bothers me, especially when the pigmentation is there. I can totally deal with a little bit of kick up in the pan. It's just when the shadows aren't pigmented that I get annoyed with the kick up, because it's like not worth the mess, if you know what I mean. But since this does have a lot of pigmentation and payoff, I don't really mind having a little bit of kick up at all. So just a quick update on the lipstick before we moved on. It's definitely dried down and it's fully matte now. It's very transfer proof, and I like how it's looking. It does feel quite drying though, so I don't know how well this would necessarily wear, because I tend to put a lip gloss on top of lipsticks that are very drying, so this is probably the type of lipstick that I would put a lip gloss on top of. But we're gonna keep this on until I am done with the eye look, and then I'll try on this bullet lipstick for you guys, because I want to test this out myself. And I also do have the other lipstick here somewhere, which looks like this. I haven't taken them out yet and I haven't looked at them, so let's go ahead and finish off the eye look though. So I think next I'm gonna go into Avocado, and I'm going to use that to blend out what I put down now. And then I think when I'm done with this, I want to go into some of the more kind of minty shades and put those on my lower lash line. I think that's going to be the plan, but let's go ahead and first take Avocado here, which is such a beautiful bright green is what it looks like. And I'm gonna go ahead and just run that right over that first shadow that I put down. So this one seems to be a little bit more on the buildable side here, but it definitely seems like when I go in with more color, it builds up quite nicely here. And these colors do seem to blend together very, very nicely. So let's see, what do I want to do next? I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line next. I might go in with a bit more of that dark green after to just really deepen this up, but I think I want to do my lower lash line first here. So I'm gonna go into Forest Green, which is this kind of tealy green, and I'm gonna put that on the outer part of my lower lash line, and then to blend this out, I'm gonna take Cool Mint and mostly focus that in the inner part as well. So I'm trying to put out this mint shade and it's not really showing up at all, even though I tried to build it up quite a bit. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my eyeshadow primer here, and I don't feel like this is a shadow's fault. It's just shadows that are very, very pastel-y and light just tend to be like this. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Natasha Denona primer here, just on the inner portion of my lid where I want most of that shadow to be. And then I'm gonna take a brush just to pat this out with, and then go in with a little bit more of that shadow, because I just feel like this is going to give it a better chance at really standing out here. And most of the time I wouldn't do this in a first impression video, but I just feel like this shadow really, really needs it. So it's still not showing up like great, but it's way better than it was before. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this and just kind of run that underneath that first shadow that I put down and just use this to blend it out with, even though I'm not expecting a lot of this to really stick to my eye, but I just think it's going to lighten it up a little bit and just make it a better gradient here. Wow, I just swatched the one here on my finger and I was not expecting that because that is absolutely stunning. Wow, I want to do something with that shadow, but I don't know what. That is actually kind of mind-blowing. This is the one that's called Magnifique, that's down here. Ooh, the shift in that though, that is everything. I actually think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back into Avocado again here, and I'm just going to pack that all over my lid, and then I'm gonna layer that shadow on top of it because I feel like that's definitely more like a topper shade, so I want to use it as a topper. But like I said, I obviously need to put something down first before I can use it as a topper, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take more of that bright green and just kind of put that all over the rest of my lid here where I want that shimmer shadow to be. Not doing a cut crease or anything, I just want to lay down a bit of a base here. And this will also show you like how good or bad a shadow is if you do try to layer it on your lid, and I feel like this is quite nice. It's not as bright as I would say it is in a pan, but it does go on the eye pretty nicely here. So now that I have my base down for the other shadow, I'm gonna go into Magnifique, and I'm gonna take that on the same brush. This is my MAC 242 brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. I feel like this would probably perform better with a glitter glue, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray it because that's how I prefer to apply my shimmers. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that basically over everything here. And yeah, I can tell already that this is definitely a shimmer, but I think, or a topper I mean, but I feel like once I get to layer this quite a bit, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. And I might even have to go in with my finger with this because, like I said, this is probably going to perform better with a finger or with some glitter glue, but you can already tell like the shift in that is beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my finger actually and just pop a little bit more of this on. I don't normally like to use my fingers with shadows, but I do find that some just really need it in order to perform their best. And I definitely wish I used a little bit of glitter glue, but I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. I don't know what that was. Oh god, I'm such a mess today. I'm so sorry guys if this video is all over the place, but I don't know if any of you guys read my community tab the other day, but I had a back procedure done like 2 days ago and I haven't filmed in like 4 days, and I'm finally back to feeling like decent again, and I definitely need to spray that a little bit. But basically my back has just been really sore the past couple of days, and of course it was my Fix Plus that fell. One sec. Oh, I really should not be bending down right now, but it's a necessity and I needed that. But yeah, I've just been a little bit out of it lately, and so coming back to it now and trying to be like all organized and stuff, I'm just not, you know, but that's life. Sometimes that happens, and I just really wanted to get back into filming again. So I do have a little bit of a hard time like really getting this color to show up, but once you do get it on the eyes, like it is really, really pretty, but it's just taken a little longer than I would have liked to build up here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not blown away by this, but I feel like I probably could have used it in a better way. I don't really know. Or I really think it's just that I don't like topper shades that much. I feel like when you do this, like it looks so stunning, but then when you put them on the eyes, they're just kind of lackluster, you know, like they don't show up as bright as they do when you swatch them out and stuff. Like I really layer this, and I'm sure it looks better on camera than it does in real life, because I feel like shadows always do that, because sometimes I will talk shit about a shadow and then you guys will be like, oh, but it looked okay. But then when I look up close at it, like it's just not all that. Like it does look nice. It just took a little bit longer to build up than I would have liked for it to, but it's okay. I don't think it's a bad shadow at all. I think it's just a preference thing that I don't really like sheer topper shadows because I feel like they underperform compared to what they do in the swatches. So I do want to try out another shade here. So I'm going to go into, what do I want to use here? Is that going to be dark enough? I don't think so. Yeah, that's also not really dark. I feel like all of these shimmers, especially like these two, they appear a lot darker in the pan than I do when you swatch them out. I don't know why I just swatched that one, but I'm gonna go into just a little bit more of that dark matte because I do want to deepen this up a little bit more. And I'm just gonna take that and pack that on the outer corner of my eye again here. And also just sort of run this through my crease. Alright, I've decided I don't really like that topper shade. I think I'm going to use a little bit of this one, which is called Mojito instead, because I just don't feel like this is as intense as I would like for it to be. So I do want to try out one of these kind of shimmer shades. And maybe I will put a little bit more of that topper again on top of this shade and just really layer them up. I don't really know. And I also feel like I probably should not be layering this shimmer on top of the other shimmer, but I'm just gonna try it anyway because I just need a little something more with this. And I also feel like this one is a little bit sheer, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, should I be judging the shadow based on the applications that I've done? Probably not, because I am all over the place today, and this is not how I would normally do my makeup because I don't like to layer a lot of different formulas on top of each other. I just tend to stick to, you know, one shimmer shadow and call it a day. Like, I'll put them next to each other, but I don't really layer a lot in my eye looks. But this is looking a lot nicer though, I will say that. And honestly, I feel like I might just be having a little bit of an off day today because looking in the mirror, like this looks really nice. It's just when I look up close, I'm just like a little bit underwhelmed, and I feel like this palette swatches a lot better than it applies. Maybe I should swatch this palette. Actually, let me go ahead and swatch this palette because I'm so curious now to see how this swatches. Don't know why I didn't swatch this to begin with, but let's go ahead and do that real quick because I just want to see for myself here if my thoughts are correct. And I mean, these first four swatched really nicely, so let's go ahead and see what the next four swatch like. So the shadow that I just put down, which is this one right here, definitely seems a little bit sheer, and also the topper shade that I used earlier, this one is extremely sheer and you can barely even see it. So I definitely made the right decision in trying to layer that on top of something else, even though it didn't really layer all that well. But I mean, the mattes just swatched beautifully, and I can see why, because they performed beautifully on the eyes as well. But the shimmers, I'm a little bit iffy on. I will say that the shimmer probably swatched the best, so maybe I'll pop a little bit of that into my inner corner just so we can try that. So one thing I will say about these shimmers is that they are very glittery and very sparkly, but they don't have a lot of a base to them. So that's probably the reason why I am not personally like the biggest fan of this kind of formula, because I like formulas that are very opaque and very foiled as opposed to something that's kind of more sparkly. But I do know that a lot of people like different kind of textures in their palettes, and I feel like this is definitely a way to get something a little bit different. And I really don't hate the color of that. Like, I think the color of that is really nice. It's just taking a little too long for me to build this up to be the way that I like my shadows to be. So I think that the formula on these shimmers just aren't really my thing, but I do think a lot of people would really like that. I mean, the mattes performed absolutely stunningly. Is stunningly a word? Beautifully. They performed very well. So, I mean, I'm really happy with the performance of the mattes in this. I just think that this shimmer formula is not meant for someone like myself. So let me go ahead and try out this liquid liner now. I have swatched this on my hand and it seemed amazing. Like, it stayed on my hand for like 2 days after. And I really like the packaging of all of these products. I feel like they feel really nice in your hand. Like, they're kind of like that soft matte feeling that I was talking about earlier. You know how like NARS have like that same kind of soft matte touch to it? This is kind of how all of these products feel like. And the one thing I like about this is that it has a, not a pump, but a shaker thing inside of it, which is always nice because they don't tend to dry out that way. And it's also a brush tip applicator, which is my favorite kind of liner of all time. I hate felt tips. I find them to be way too just tuggy because I do have hooded eyes, so I can't for the life of me do a wing with a felt tip liner, but with a brush tip liner, I can definitely do like a very small wing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this and see how this applies here. So it's definitely nice and black. I will say that the applicator is a little bit, not flimsy, but it reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner in that it bends a lot. Like, it's very, very bendy, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. It just means to me that I have to be a little bit more precise and really take my time with this. But the formula seems really nice. Let's try to do like a baby wing here. Yeah, I mean, I like this pencil. The thing about like eyeliners is that you can never really know the first time you try it how they're going to be like, you know, 2 weeks from now, because sometimes I find that liners really grow on me and the first time I use them is not really a good representation of how I end up feeling about the liner. But I will say that my first impression of this is really, really nice, and I feel like I'm going to like this liner. But like I said, I'm gonna have to just keep using this to make up my mind, and also just to see like how long this is going to last. So I think I like this eye look. I am gonna go ahead and finish off. I don't have any other products that I want to try on my eyes, so I'm gonna do some liner and mascara. I'm also going to take off this lipstick, and then we can put on something else when I come back. So my final thoughts on this lipstick is that I feel like it's going to be very, very long lasting. I'll let you know how easy it was to take off when I come back, because I feel like this might be a little bit of a struggle, but I'll be back in a little bit and I'll have my eyes done, and then we can try out the last of the lip products. Okay, so the eyes are done, and for my waterline I use Zulu by Colourpop, and I also use the Kiss and Teal mascara on my lower lash line because these two are just like a match made in heaven. And then I took off my lipstick, and that was quite the struggle, not gonna lie. I had to use my Maybelline color eraser. This is like the Superstay eraser. It's almost like a lip balm, but you put it on your lips and you kind of rub your lips together, and then when you use a makeup wipe it just comes straight off. So would highly recommend this if you have lipsticks that are very long lasting that you struggle to take off. Get one of these. I mean, this is amazing. I've basically used up like this whole thing. I have like nothing left. So I do want to try out some of these lipsticks now. Let's first go ahead and try out one of these bullet lipsticks. This was from the Capsule collection. This one doesn't have a name, it's just that's the color of it, and it's just a red. So I figured I would use one of these first, and we will finish off with one of these liquid lipsticks, because I don't know how extreme they're going to be. So let me go ahead and apply this red one. I'm just going to, you know, showcase the color of this. Don't mind my application because I'm not very good at bullet lipsticks, but let's try out this formula. So that is very nice and creamy. I like that a lot. That feels super comfortable. It's nice and opaque. It glided on my lips. It's making my lips look a lot less dry than they really are. So I really like this formula. Yeah, I love that. I really like that a lot. So I'm kind of sad I have to take that off because I feel like this lipstick really goes with this look. I love wearing red on my lips when I have a green eye. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the Christmas Grinch in me that's just like coming out. I don't know. So let me go ahead and take this off, and then I will try on one of these lipsticks. I don't know which one I want to use. I'm thinking kind of like the orangey one because that would also look really nice with this look. And that came off very easily. So the bullet ones are definitely like a cream kind of formula. Me trying to talk while doing this, not a good idea. Let's go ahead and apply this one. So this is in the shade Who's Next. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shake here because I have not opened these. I have opened them to like see the color of them, but I have yet to put them on my lips. So this is very much like a pumpkin spice kind of flavor if I would describe it as something. Let's go ahead and try this on the lips. So straight off the bat, the smell kind of hits me, and it smells kind of like alcohol. It doesn't smell good, but the formula is very nice and moussey, and it goes on my lips very easily. So I love how this lipstick feels on my lips. It's definitely a velvet lipstick. I can't see this one like drying down. It definitely feels more like a bullet lipstick. But I just can't get over the smell. Like the smell is extremely strong and it just does not smell good, and it kind of lingers in your nose for a while. Not a fan of that. I do like the formula though, like I said. So let's just kind of sum up how I feel about all of these products. So the first product that I tried was the brow pen, which I absolutely loved. I can't wait to use that more. I feel like it was literally the perfect color for me right now, especially with my green hair. I like something that's more like the cool tone side. So I think this is great. Next up, I guess I tried the blush. The blush I really liked. I like the formula of that. I like the color of that a lot. It went on very nicely. It's not super pigmented, or it's not too pigmented, I should say, but it is nice and pigmented for someone like myself who likes a lot of blush. I felt like I got exactly what I wanted out of it. The highlighting palette, really, really nice. Can't wait to try more of those. The eyeshadow palette was for me so-so. I just think that kind of formula. It's just not really my favorite, but I do feel like it's a good formula. It's just not really for me. The only issue that I really had was the kind of mint that I put in the inner portion of my lower lash line, the shadow right here. All of the other three mattes here performed like a dream. I thought they performed really well. I just don't like the kind of glittery sheer shimmer formula. It's just not really my thing, but I do think that it's a nicely curated palette. I like how small it is. I really like the packaging. I like how sleek it is. I like the feel and look of this more than I like what's inside of it, if that makes sense. As for the lip products, the matte liquid lipstick I thought was a little bit too drying. Like, it definitely like went on your lips. Do you know that feeling where you just feel like your lips are just kind of like praying to get let loose and it needs like some lip balm, you know? That's kind of how I felt with that lipstick. So not the biggest fan of that, but these ones, oh my god, like there's no way I'm going to give any of these away, because I felt that since they are so small, it was actually easy for me to get a good application despite this being a bullet lipstick. I love this, and I also thought that this came out a little bit lighter than what it actually is like in the tube. And I like that about it as well, because it turned into more of like a raspberry color on my lips as opposed to like a true red, which it looks to be in the tube. So I really like these. I can't wait to just unpack them all and like keep trying these, because those are amazing. Like, I think that is my favorite product out of the bunch. I would say my second favorite is probably the highlighters or the brow product. I don't really know, but oh, and the eyeliner. The eyeliner is great as well. I'm excited to have that in my collection because I'm kind of like running low on some of my eyeliner, so it's just nice to have a backup for when I do run out of something that I really like. So overall, I would say that I'm happy with all of the products that I tried, but there are some that I like more than others. Like this lipstick here, I think the formula on this is beautiful. I just wish that it didn't smell so chemically and strong, because that is really going to be off-putting for me and make me not want to use this, even if I really like the formula and I really like the color, because I really do. Like, I think this looks absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I really like the look of this lipstick. I can't get past the smell. Like, the smell is just really bad. Let me just smell this one as well and see if... Oh, Jesus Christ, that smells so bad. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of those lipsticks, but I do like the bullet lipstick. So if you were thinking about maybe ordering from Focallure, get these, because these are amazing. I'm having such a day today, you guys. I was gonna film another video after this, but I think I'm gonna skip that and wait until tomorrow. So that's gonna sum up my thoughts on this brand. Let me know if you've tried anything from them. Let me know how you feel about the products that I used in today's video. Did they look appealing to you? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear them. So if you want to see some other first impression brand kind of videos that I've done, I will pop a few up on the screen so you can go check those out. And if you're new to my channel and you don't think I'm crazy, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.